Hello, friends. I recently read a book series called the Radch series by Ann Leckie. There are three books in the series. Ancillary Justice, Ancillary Sword is the second book, and the third book is Ancillary Mercy. And the most recent one that I finished was Ancillary Mercy, which came out in October, and I finished it in October. So I recently did a review on that. So I'm not going to go through the book in detail in this video, but I would like to talk about parts of the book and how they relate to other issues that I've been thinking about since I finished the book, finished the last book, Ancillary Mercy. So I am going to talk about the book, and I'm going to talk about details of the book. So whether or not you consider that spoilers, if you haven't read the books and you don't want to know anything at all about what happens in the books, you probably shouldn't watch this video, because I'm going to talk about a particular culture and interaction with the human culture that occurs in all three of the books, and so I don't want to give any kind of ruin it for anybody if there's anybody that's really a stickler for spoilers. So having said that, no, what struck me after finishing Ancillary Mercy was actually how many different levels the books can be read on. These three books are science fiction books. They are what's generally, I guess you could definitely say they are space opera. And space opera means different things to different people. Science fiction means different things to different people. But basically these books are what I think generally could be understood to be science fiction space opera. So, okay. Having said that, this genre a lot of times I think has gotten not a fair shake among people as being not serious, literature, not serious enough to put much thought in other than just, a good story, good read. And it's true. Yeah, you can read it that way. It can be read that way. So, but there's a lot of other levels to these three books. The books discuss social justice issues that are occurring in this human civilization that could apply to our current situation here. They talk about some governmental, political type issues that are sort of recurring theme nowadays too in human societies. They talk about gender, which is huge. It's a huge component of these books because I'm not giving anything away by saying the books, this human culture that is portrayed in the books only speak with feminine pronouns. So they, in their version of language, they don't differentiate between male and female, so everybody is referred to as she and he, and she and her. So you never really know what gender most of the characters are, So that's that was very rich to experience that from my perspective, who is used to assigning a gender when we speak. So I found that very enriching too, but that's not what I wanted to focus on during this little brief talk. It's actually the vegan message that I got from the books. And, that might seem a little strange because none of the word vegan never appears in any of the books. There are no vegan characters. There is no vegan philosophy that is discussed or portrayed in any way, really. The human society that is portrayed in these books definitely eat fish because that's discussed in the books. So it's kind of odd, I guess. Then where am I getting this vegan message? And where it comes from is in the books. Most of the humans know very, very little about any other aliens. The galaxy is mostly filled with humans. Now, humans by this point have become so spread out and their evolution has diverged from each other because they're so far. Plus, they can alter themselves. So some humans are more what we would consider, human, than others maybe, but they're all pretty much human. And then there are actually some completely non-human species that are mentioned in the books. One of the main ones that's mentioned is a species called the Presger. And so the Presger are, the humans are terrified of the Presger. The Presger do not come into contact with the humans directly, really, in the books, but they, you hear about them from the stories that the humans tell each other. Plus, they do send, I guess, what you could term of an ambassadors. They're called translators, but the translators that they send are actually humans that have been bred for this purpose. So they're not Presger themselves who come to meet with the humans. But the thing about the Presger is that when the Presger first met the humans, they considered them insignificant because the Presger are very far technologically advanced, and because of the way their culture is, they felt humans were an insignificant kind of a subspecies. And so they treated them like that. They found it fun to amusing to torture them, and they ate them. In other words, they treated the humans pretty much how humans treat other species on Earth now. That's the vegan message, because the vegan message, vegan philosophy is that humans have it's immoral for humans to treat the other species of Earth in a dismissive manner, and to take pleasure in their suffering, such as through hunting or bullfighting or SeaWorld or fishing. Also immoral to eat them, because vegans feel that there's no reason to cause that level of suffering and pain and terror among other non-human species, and that non-human species should not be enslaved for this purpose. In other words, bred on farms and kept confined just to be slaughtered. So that's that is the vegan message on Earth. Well, so what we get, though, through the Presger interaction with the humans is we get that while it's not mentioned, it is implied. And so the humans express the fear of almost what non-humans here on Earth, the humans in the stories experience what the non-humans here on Earth experience at the hands of humans. And then the Presger experience, they have the philosophy of so the non-humans, the Presger, have the philosophy of the humans on Earth, which is that since they are the superior species, then they can do whatever they want to other species that they consider to be insignificant. So the other animal species that they encounter in the galaxy, they decide whether or not they are worthy of being treated as what they call significant. So in the case of the humans, I already gave spoiler warnings, but in the case of humans, they did meet, and they decided that that the humans did meet the criteria for significant species. But you really get the impression from the stories that this could change at any moment, and the humans know this. And so in the stories, the humans sort of live in fear of this. So when the translators come, sort of the ambassadors from the Presger come to the human societies, they treat them with that sort of, in a way, fearful respect. I think it's really interesting that the Presger, in the last book, Ancillary Mercy, the Presger translator comes and becomes addicted to fish sauce. So gets fish sauce from this human space station. I think they're on a space station at this point, but this human, there is a world there too, by the space station. But anyway, the human gets fish sauce from the humans and really loves it and becomes, just always talking about. So the humans try to keep him happy by keeping her, I should say, keep her happy by making sure she always has fish sauce. And I thought that was sort of ironic given the fact that the humans are treating a non-human species of animal in the same way that they do not want to be treated by the Presger. So I thought that was really, really interesting and worth a little talk about, worth a little chat about, as an addendum to the Ancillary Mercy review that's in another video that I didn't have time to go into this level of analysis with. So anyway, I hope you found that somewhat informative or interesting. I know, I just, when I was reading that, it really jumped out at me as something that I would like to talk about more and explore. And I really hope that Ann Leckie, the author of this series, writes more in this world, because it's a really compelling world that she's built with this culture and with these characters. So I hope to see more from her. I would love to see this idea explored more. And I would love to see her go back to the Presger and let us know a little bit more about them. In these books, they do remain pretty much mysterious. We are left with just sort of this vague idea of who they are, and we have no idea really of what they look like or what their goals are. And I don't really think that the humans really know that either, they don't know what their goals are. I think they may not have actually ever even seen them physically. I'm not sure. Don't remember that detail, but extremely interesting. So I hope to hear more. I hope to read additional books in this world by Ann Leckie at some point in the future, and I'd love to see her explore this idea of the Presger's philosophy to non-Presger species. So that's it. Until another time. Catch you later. Bye.